Alright, good morning everybody. I'm on this job here, and what we're doing here this morning, I just got here Thursday morning. I'm cutting in the new driveway to the back of this house, and for a parking area in the drive to the back of this house, and going to strip off all the topsoil and go down 4 inches. We're going to put down some geogrid here, right there. We're going to put down that tight geogrid that keeps that gravel tight from shifting a lot, and spring thaws too, it helps. And I'll explain more on that later. And then we're going to run in a base of 2 inch. And then we'll go from there. I'll cut it out. And here we go. Alright, you guys, so on this job, the landowner here, the customer, has elected to clean up the fill himself. I'm just cutting the driveway out, and they're going to bring a loader tractor in from next door, and they're going to clean up all the spoil themselves. So I'm just cutting the driveway, laying the fabric, and putting the gravel down. These guys are going to get rid of all the dirt themselves. Okay. Alright, you guys, I'll show you where I've gotten so far in this job, on this dig out on this driveway. It's just after lunch. I think it's about 1 p.m. So anyway, I got this cut out here, cut out up here, and it's going right down to a parking area, right down in here. So right now, we got to take out this retaining wall. They want that thing gone, and then they want that all graded on the corner of the house. Well, we'll see what we'll get into. This could be interesting. This is one of them times where you better pay a little close attention to what's going on. You got patio doors, you got a window, and you got siding on the house. And I can't get a good enough vision from on top of that on what's going on, but I can tell you one thing, that wall is completely rotten. Have a look. Have a look at that mess. That's pressure treated too, and that is 10 years old. Exactly. This house is a decade old. 10 years. There you go. She's rotted to the core right there. So sometimes it pays to slow down a little bit and come around and have a good look at what's going on, because you can see them 6x6s, man, you can tear trim siding, smash a window door, you know what, then you're in shit. So we don't want that. Alright, these raspberry bushes standing behind me, I'm not letting them things go to waste. I cut a couple out for the owner, he wants some, and you know what, I'm going to take some. Have a look at these puppies. Look at these mammoths. Now those are friggin' raspberries. Look at the size of that thing. Oh yeah, look at that. That is a real raspberry. Man, if I was a fat bear, I'd be blowing my guts out right now. So we'll grab some of them raspberries before we leave today, because this is day one. And you can see how it's coming. Cutting out that hillside, gonna slope that and grade that all back. Good morning, everybody. It's probably 8 a.m. in the morning. Dead quiet out here. Nobody's moving except me. And I left this job last night. And here was the end result when I left last night. I finished up where that retaining wall was, for the most part. And I graded down this parking area. And took her right down, took the big rocks out, graded that wall back, graded this parking area here, and it actually come out pretty good. Lots of rock, bigger rocks. It come out pretty good. And as I showed you yesterday, I can't believe how rotten that pressure treated wood is. After 10 years of sitting in the ground, it actually wasn't even sitting in the ground. It had soil on it on one side, and she just rotted completely. 10-year-old pressure treated, man, completely rotted to the core. I couldn't believe it. And I thought it would last longer than that, but I guess not. So I guess today's job is we're going to lay down some geogrid to start this morning, cut it to fit, lay it down, and we'll just go from there. Okay. Good afternoon / lunchtime, everybody. I got this geofab laid down for this cut-in for this driveway. I got it laid down for the parking area, and you can have a little look at this. And I'm going to start running some gravel in after lunch, and you can see what we got going on there for the parking area. Drive a vehicle down the driveway and come up here, and I'll just take these rocks holding this geofab out of place. But as I said, this geofab really adds stability to your gravel, especially for this is very good draining soil here. It's not a huge issue, but it is a downhill grade, and in springtime, if you get any soft ground conditions, this geogrid is really, really good for the stability, for keeping that gravel above grade. Just spreading those pressure points of your tires, keeping that gravel up out of the dirt. If you want to preserve your gravel, put down geogrid. I can tell you right now, Canadian prices, that geogrid, I think you get 150 meters, 50 meters by 12 feet wide on that geogrid. You're looking at about close to $500. And it's not cheap stuff, but I'll tell you, depending on application, it's a hell of a lot better than a heavy landscape fabric. A lot of guys who use heavy landscape fabric, that's fine. But this geogrid, it really anchors that shifting and movement of gravel once you get it down. So I'm going to start running some gravel in here, and away we'll go. Good morning, everybody. It is Monday morning, day 3 on this job. that wacker plate tamper as you're seeing down there, and I was just going to plate tamp a certain area of this job where the vehicles were driving over top of, but I thought, I can't do it. I don't have it in me. I started plate tamping and I just did everything. I plate tamped everything, the full length of the driveway. It probably took me not long, 35 minutes with that 200-pound wacker. Hey, and it sets the gravel in pretty good. It's not a bow mag or a great big vibratory roller, but you know what? It's better than nothing. And we had an excellent rain Saturday night that just pounded these fines into these gaps between the gravel. Optimum plate tamping, and then I hit it with that plate tamper and it come out sweet, that base layer. So now I'm going to put 3/4 crusher on, as you can tell. I've already started running crusher, and this driveway is just optimum. It's optimum. The well-drained sandy soil with a little bit of aggregate already in it, glacial soil, geogrid, 2-inch minus tamped, crusher run going to be tamped. She's optimum. Okay, you guys, I got that crusher run in. The customer asked me to bring in the plate tamper to just do a small portion of this driveway down by the house behind me. And once I done that, I just don't have it in me. I can't stop. I can't leave a portion plate tamp looking nice and smooth and compacted for driving on and leave the rest. So I just went ahead, and the cost is negligible. It doesn't matter. It's like almost nothing. I've got the machine here already and I don't mind going. And here's the end job anyway. This is it. We're pretty much done. This portion. Now I got to go up and fix the top end. So there you go. Got a nice roll off from the center off to the sides on this, and it's on a slope anyway, and the water's going to wash right off. So here's what we got. Here's our finished product, really. From the house straight on down. And if you look right here, the water's going to roll away from the house. These guys are going to do the cleanup themselves with a tractor and a front end loader. They're going to save some money. And they're going to do the cleanup themselves, and they're going to do the landscaping, the grass seed or sod, whatever they put on this hill. They wanted me to do the cutout and all the driveway stability and stonework. So there I go. I did it all. I hammered that thing with that wacker Neuson plate tamper, and you know what? For what it is, 200-pound plate tamper, good little machine, worked good. Now we get some rain on this, and you got a nice driveway there. There's the finished product all the way down to the house, and I'm going to move on to this job up here. We're going to clean this driveway up, and I'm going to lay down some crusher run all down this driveway toward that propane tank. We're going to finish that up all the way here, grade this all out, and get her done. Alrighty.